more pork.
Okay, we always know we're in for a delicious treat when hog farmer Mike Patterson is in our Twin Cities Live Kitchen. He's the best.
He is, and he's kicking off the Minnesota Pork Board's Pork Week with his recipe for Manicotti with Italian sausage.
Oh my gosh,
marinara.
look, you can see the cooking steam going
steam
on here,
going,
Mike.
yeah.
This looks amazing.
Love it.
What a delicious dinner. Tell us about this recipe. How do we do it?
Yeah, so this kind of goes back to when my wife and I were first married. So I hadn't quite finished college yet. We had a baby on the way. We were living on $600 a month.
Yikes.
And $243 was the car payment. But we did it. We had a trailer house that we lived in.
Oh,
so, but yeah, so we were always looking for economical ways to, ways to save money. My mom had always made marinara with beef. So, that's I think most Midwest people probably, if they make spaghetti, they make it with beef.
If you make it like a meat sauce.
Yeah, and so we had pork. Hogs were $10 when we got married. So a whole hog would be about $20.
What?
Yeah. And,
wow.
So my wife did not marry me for my money. So
she married you for your charm and your personality, and you have all sorts of wonderful qualities.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so you went with the pork.
Yeah, so we had pigs. So we had pork in the freezer. So we're like, hey, let's figure out a way to utilize pork for making our marinara. So we just do ground pork, and then we season it with some onion. I've got onion sautéing in here, and salt and pepper, paprika, cayenne, fennel. And what I do with the fennel is I grind that in the mortar and pestle, so it's not, so you get the flavor, but not the bite.
The bite of the seeds.
Into one of those fennel seeds.
Yep.
Thyme, garlic, so that's kind of the Italian sausage. So we made our own, but you could absolutely just add in, grab Italian sausage from the supermarket.
But I think this is what people forget, that sausage is just ground meat with seasonings in it.
Correct, yeah.
Really
Honestly, it took me like 30 years to figure that out, and once I did, then I was like, oh, I can just buy pork, and I've already got the spices.
Yes, and when
pork
you
just
buy
pairs.
and when you buy the spices, it's like you want to use them up because you don't want them sitting in your cabinet for 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
They don't, they don't hold their flavor.
And if you've got I know you've got the garden at home with the basil and the thyme and all that. Use the fresh stuff if you got it. Use the fresh stuff if you got it.
So you've got the ground pork in here. It looks like you've got some onion going too.
So I just kind of saute them together, and then we usually drain that off, and then we just add this marinara, and we've got lots of tomatoes at home. So if we're using our kind of homemade tomato sauce,
my gosh,
I showed the can. I brought the can variety, but tomato sauce, maybe a little bit of tomato juice, and then some more seasonings in here. We've got some parsley. Oh no, sorry. We got some more basil. We got Italian seasoning. Salt, pepper,
parsley in that.
kind of the same thing. I put the parsley in the ricotta.
Oh, that's good.
So this is kind of the marinara. So this is great for spaghetti or anything. But I thought, well, I'm going on Twin Cities Live. I better not do spaghetti. So let's do something a little fancier.
No, spaghetti's
fancy.
doggone good.
So
this is the manicotti.
Yeah,
Fancy, we
manicotti.
mean cheese.
So there's a little trick. So the manicotti is the filling is just ricotta, Parmesan, mozzarella, egg, parsley, basil. And that's it.
So easy and so good.
So you just mix that together, and then so this manicotti, a lot of times if you get the hard shell, you're going to have the piping bag. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So these no-boil lasagna noodles are perfect.
Oh, I love that.
So you put boiling water on those and soak them for about 5 minutes, and they're pliable.
So you didn't even boil them. You just
So you don't have
poured
to-
the
you just
water
take it out of the
over.
package.
Just pour I just use the tea kettle, heat it up. A little water, poured it over them, let them sit for 5 minutes.
Okay, that's a killer pro tip.
so easy,
That's so
And
good.
then you just put a scoop on. So Bradley, if you just pop
This
a
is your
scoop on.
time
Good old
to shine,
ice cream
Bradley.
scoop. No
little ice cream
pressure.
scoop.
Yeah.
That's a little hack. So
Where do I put
just
it?
put it like right there, right back here a little bit.
Okay.
And then you just roll that over.
Oh my gosh, this is so smart.
Just roll that over.
And they're like perfect. I mean,
Look at that.
And then you just pop
That's
that.
perfect if I don't say so myself.
There you go.
And then you just pop that in your tray. We put down a little bit of the sauce first.
Yes.
Just pop that in your tray. And then, Elizabeth, if you'd just finish with some sauce.
I would
Look,
love
if I
to.
can do this,
Oh, Bradley,
this is easy.
you're a good cook. This is.
I know,
but
but I'm like a throw everything in a
Instant pot kind of a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody loves an Instant Pot more than Bradley.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
There's
so
a lot of good uses for that.
what do you think? Is that good? You want a little more?
Maybe a little more.
Okay, because we want like a good layer.
Yeah, a good layer. Because those noodles they're not fully cooked, so they'll absorb a bunch of that moisture. And then you just top it off with a little more Parmesan.
Oh my
Actually, I use the Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
We've got the real Italian here. I shouldn't have
Yes.
been Italian,
It's
but
very fancy.
not the good
and then
old
you just Cover that and
No
bake it
green
for
can.
about
Green too.
30. Bake it for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And cover it with tin foil. Bake it for about 30 minutes, and then I just pop the cover off for the last bit to kind of get the cheese, or maybe hit it with a broiler.
I love
just
that
to
you
get the
can make
cheese.
different sizes of these. We got to try this, Bradley.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can make
Here.
different sizes, and then you can like give some, to somebody to bake if they're.
Right, you can make whatever
Or you
size.
could
Right,
pop
this would
them
be
in,
great.
like make one pan for tonight.
Yes.
Put one pan in the freezer.
Oh my gosh, Mike, I am loving this already. Oh, it's so good. That is so good. And
It's like everything you want.
Yes.
Pasta, cheese, meat.
And the texture of the noodles is perfect.
Yeah.
It's just, that is such a good trick. I would have never thought to do that with those no-boil noodles.
A lot easier than
That's a game
the big Manicotti noodles.
Life-changing
Yeah.
and so delicious. You're so good.
So try pork in your next marinara instead of skip the
Absolutely.
beef and try pork.
He's the guy. You got it. All right, we posted Mike's recipe on twincitieslive.com/recipes. You're also going to find a link there to the Minnesota Pork Board's website. There you can find meal plans plus fun facts about Minnesota pork production. Like, did you know that there are over 3,000 family pig farms in the state? I can't believe a hog boil used to be $20.
I know. Well, the good news is Pork Week continues tomorrow with crispy pork cutlets and a cheesy pasta bake.
I want more bites of that.
Let's go.